Hello, I'm Christopher Jones from Bicycles Network Australia, and this is the Blaze, the bike laser. So as you would imagine, it is a light and it also has a laser. I've been interested in lasers on bikes for some time, and there have been Chinese providers or Chinese businesses, and they have solutions which they project two lines on the road in front or behind a rider and provide an indication for motorists that that is their lane. This does a slightly different job. This projects a symbol of a bicycle in front of the rider. Now, the Blaze was actually developed by a UK citizen, Emily Brooke, and she took to Kickstarter to get successful funding for this. It took some time, over a year, until she went from successful funding and actually was able to then go into production and deliver this to all of the people who had invested in that. And it's done quite well, and I understand there are a range of other products which are coming out under this name. So the Blaze light, when I first received it, it's a very, very impressive light. It is a light which is very well designed, and it's a very, very high quality light. So it actually looks very, very beautiful. A lot of attention to detail in the way that they've constructed this. So it almost justifies the price tag that it has. I've left on the side of the light a little laser safety warning. In Australia, there are certainly restrictions to the import and sale of lasers for obvious reasons. Now, this has been cleared, so it can be legally sold within Australia and legally used. And one of the nice things that they've done with this light is tried to ensure that people use this properly. So the laser will only turn on when it's connected to the mount. So that gives bike riders every opportunity to use this laser correctly. And to be quite honest, it doesn't really make sense to use this in any other circumstance. So I'm going to turn that on, and pressing the button up there for the light, I've got a flashing light. I'll switch over to a steady light, and then that enables me to then turn on the laser. So it starts off with a flashing laser, the flashing projection of a bike, and I'll move that over to a steady, which is simply less distracting, less disturbing. So if I can shine that on the wall in front, we could probably see that the bike symbol is a little bit skewed, but when I point to the ground, it seems to be perfectly positioned. So it's almost like one of those white painted bike stencils. So it does actually look quite good. Now, I've taken this out on the road and have had comments from other riders such as, "That is awesome," or "That has so much power," not expecting to be a laser, but understanding that it might be a light. Now, the light power for me has been fine. I think in pitch black conditions, it might be a little bit underpowered. However, when I've been using this, I've also come to the realization who it is most suited for. And if I take this out on my road bike, it is not a very well suited light and laser for my road bike. The reason being is on the road bike, there's a lot more vibration coming through and the laser is not steady. So the laser just really doesn't work. And that's also because of stiff frames and high tire pressure, and also the speed. It moves around far too much. So this means that this Blaze product is really suited for commuters and people who are riding at a slower, steadier pace, probably with lower tire pressures. Now, I wouldn't expect riders to go out there and just reduce their tire pressure just to use this, but it really does mean that this is a type of light that's suited for an inner city type bike rider, a commuter. Now, let's talk about the safety aspect of having this little bike projected laser on the road. Does it work? Now, it depends who you'd ask. I'm not too sure that it provides for a motor vehicle such an amazing and detailed footprint for the bike rider. And I think that this really has to be used in conjunction with other safety device, has to be used with your bike lights with higher visibility, so you're giving yourself on the road every chance of being visible. But I think that where it does work very well is in heavily populated areas where there are a lot of pedestrians walking past, shared cycleways, and I think the pedestrians are the ones who will notice this laser far more than the motorists. So look, this is a very beautiful light, and I do like it. I love the quality the quality of production and the way it has been presented. It is a very nice light, but it is suitable for certain situations, not so well suited for other situations such as road cycling or high-speed travel. So yeah, do have a look at this, and also stay tuned to see what Blaze come up with next, because it is an innovative product, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of copycats coming out soon. So I hope you've liked this little presentation, and stay tuned for our following videos on Bicycles Network Australia.